Hi guys, welcome to HR Fundas and I am Disha. So in today's video we are going to talk about two terms which are very similar and yet they are very different. So those two terms are training and learning and development. So I had made a video about 15 confusing HR terms some days back. There again I had mentioned certain terms which are commonly used by all of us. Assuming that they mean the same. However, there is a lot of difference between two terms. So for example, there are two terms called attrition and turnover. So now what does turnover mean? So both of them mean that the employee is separating from the organization. However, in turnover, when the employee leaves, we hire a replacement for the employee, and hence the total manpower or the total headcount of the company or the department remains the same. Now in case of attrition, we do not hire a replacement for the employee, and hence the manpower or the headcount of the department or the organization decreases as a result of attrition. So if you have seen that video, then it's great. If you haven't, then I'll put the link in the description box below, so you can go and watch that video. I'm sure you will benefit from that. Now coming back to training and learning and development. So let's understand what is the difference between these two terms. So what does the term training mean? So training means that you are enhancing the job, the employee's job knowledge. So it is totally related to what is he expected to do. And whereas the learning and development means you are looking at a complete package or the complete growth of the employee, which will enable him to handle complex situations later on in his career or later on in his life. So this includes a lot of challenging situations that the employee will face. Whereas in training, you are just giving him the technical knowledge that he is required to know to perform the job. So hence, training is focused on the present. It focuses on something that the employee is required to do now or maybe in the next 3 months, 6 months to 1 year. Whereas if you see the focus of learning and development, it is a long-term focus wherein the employee, whatever you're going to train him, may not be suitable for him right now. However, this will be required when he reaches a certain level of position or maybe in the next 2 to 3 years. And hence, it's a short-term process. Training is a short-term process and learning and development is a long-term process wherein whatever he will be taught will be applicable in the long run or later in his career. So the objective becomes then that this training improves the performance of the employee, and learning and development helps him to deal with bigger challenges or challenging situations. Now the scope is limited to the current scenario in case of training, whereas in case of learning and development, it is more to do with the behavioral patterns, with the attitudes, so it encompasses the entire personality development of the employee. Now training is used for people at the lower level and learning and development is generally used for people at the higher level, because there an employee does not just need to know his job. Now you must have seen a lot of people, they are individual contributors. Now who is an individual contributor who is given a specific task to perform, and he's excellent in his task, okay, but you want this person to move ahead in life. This person also wants to move ahead in life. So in that case, this employee needs to understand delegation of tasks, because if he keeps everything to himself, he will not really have time to oversee the team or look at projects or plan for the future. So he needs to learn delegation, he needs to learn teamwork, which might be very difficult for this person because he has always been an individual contributor. His personality, his thoughts need to change. He will have to share more and more of his knowledge and skills. He will have to constantly train and mentor other people in his team, and these things require a lot of time. These skills cannot be even taught in a day and cannot be even learned in a day. And hence, if you're looking looking at this person, it is a it will be a proper laid out plan for about a year or so, whatever time it takes for this person to be able to get onto the managerial capabilities to handle the team. Now, who is the driver of this process? So in training, mostly it is the trainer who is the driver of the process. Maybe to some extent the manager of the employee will be the driver of the process. However, the employee only sits through the classes because he knows whatever you are teaching him is for the job. I mean, it's his mindset. He might think that you are doing him a favor, or maybe you are helping him improve his performance, or he might think this is because of the company. So it's totally trainer driven, and in this case, in learning and development, it is self driven because this person really wants to grow in life. So if you have seen my video on high potential employees, I had discussed that there is an employee who has the potential to grow. So for these kind of employees, the learning and development can be really, really successful because they have the potential. They just need to know how to prosper in their career. Now, what is the procedure? So again, in training, the manager charts out the training needs analysis of the employee. He shares his feedback with the trainers, and then the trainers send them for different training programs. Now, in this case, in the case of learning and development, because there is a lot of change required in the mindset and the thought process, so there is a lot of observation which needs to be done. So maybe, you can have a mentor who will be able to guide this person to a managerial level role. Only then, because they need there are a lot of situations that this person will be exposed to with regards to his team, with regards to business, with regards to competition. So he needs a lot more information to be able to reach that level. It's not just a classroom sort of training. Now, what are the modes of training? So in this case, it can be a classroom training, it can be an internship, it can be a job rotation, or it can be an induction. Whereas in the case of learning and development, you can have mentors, as I just mentioned, you can have coaching, or you can enroll them for certain MBA programs, or maybe you can give them some case studies which they can read and learn from. Now let's take an example. Okay, so I'll again take an example of the HR person because I think you will be able to relate more. So for an HR executive, when somebody joins as an HR executive, what would you want him to do? And first of all, what will be his job profile? So an HR executive, maybe, for recruitments, you will give them basic tasks because they are not as experienced. They don't have much of information on how to proceed. So you will start with the basic tasks with them. So for example, you give them a job posting to be put on social media platforms or maybe on a job portal. Then probably you give them certain criteria to screen the profile. So for example, you tell them if the employee has so-and-so qualification, maybe he's a BCom graduate or his salary is in this range and he has got this kind of experience, then you shortlist those resumes or screen those resumes and you give it to me. Now this HR executive might not really know what is the exact job profile of the person. So, that's not something that he will be able to do. Now in terms of filing or paperwork, you might ask him to get all the documents from the employees and file it in the personal file. Just make sure that the files are updated. Then maybe you would want them to have certain Excel skills or word skills so that they can release offer letters, appointment letters, and some bit of soft skills so that they are able to handle queries and they are able to interact with other people in the team. Now this is the job profile, or this is what you expect from the HR executive, and hence you will train the HR executive for that. Okay, so the basic training that you will give to the HR executive. Now, for example, if we talk about HR manager or maybe anybody who's manager and above, because from manager onwards, the role really changes a lot. And in some companies, HR manager is basically the head. So now for the HR manager, what kind of profile does a manager have? So he will not just be looking at screening profiles, he will be looking at a broader perspective which will entail what are the sources of recruitments that I have, what is the success ratio of each channel of recruitment that I recruit from, am I really able to close these positions? If so, in how much time? So there's a lot of thought process, there's a lot of calculation which goes on behind the scene, and that is what the HR manager or or a senior HR person is required to do. So now this everything cannot be taught. So the HR person has to be really thinking, he has to network, he has to read a lot, he has to gain whatever information he can from whatever sources. Then in terms of screening the candidate, so now the HR person, the HR manager, once he's got the resume, he will look at the competencies that the employee, the candidate has. Maybe he'll do a telephonic, or maybe he'll do a one-on-one with the candidate and figure out what is the skill set that we have, that he has, and what do we want, whether the candidate will fit into the job role, whether he's a cultural fit. Then there are certain assessment tools that you have, like DISC profiling and psychometric tests, or any kind of test that you would want to do. So the HR manager needs to have a good understanding of these assessment tools as well. Which one would be the best for you? How do they work? Are they good? Not good? Then employee engagement activities. So it's not just as I've mentioned a couple of times, I've made a lot of videos on employee engagement. So I mentioned that it is not just celebrating birthday parties and going for picnics and taking pictures. It's not just that, there are so many engagement activities that the HR gets into. So you should be knowledgeable enough to see which kind of engagement activities will be successful in your organization. So all these things you will not learn within a day, and that is what learning and development is. So these are so many things which you need to do in your day-to-day life, and as you go on to higher roles, your challenges increase, and hence the more you're able to control your damage, the better it is for you. So it requires a lot of learning at the employee's end. So here the HR manager will himself have to go out and look for ideas rather than sit there and wait for somebody to come and train. So that is what the basic difference is between training and learning and development. So I have tried to make it quite elaborate. So I'm sure, or I hope it is quite clear to you what is the difference and how these two terms are extremely different. And from now onwards, maybe you will be more clear about how to use these terms. So thank you so much for watching, and bye-bye.